Gravity Girl says,
We still haven't had our talk about love and romance.
Oh, hell no, man. What the man?
Uraraka gets stabbed for no reason because they're not even fighting at this point. How do you get stabbed and she's not even fighting you? Boy, got her nose in the dirt. Nose in the dirt. Shigaraki could never. I don't know how to introduce this topic. Bro, I'm making this video because it's close to the soul and won't take long. Hopefully the intro clips carried. Nonetheless, if you're new here, I'm going to rant about something. That something being the Toga Uraraka fight. But in order to do that, I got to recap the event with as many clips as possible without getting the banhammer of death. Alright, shitty transition. So everyone gets teleported and immediately gets to business. Toga tries to sneak Froppy, but Uraraka says get that shit out of here. And I'm like, yeah, let's get active! Because unlike some of the villains in the show, Toga has shown that she can box on occasion, you know, when she's not doing tsundere things. What the fuck is a tsundere? Nah, y'all thought I was tripping when I said Uraraka know how to box. Just because she got slapped up by Bakugo doesn't mean she don't know how to box. I told y'all she knew how to put hand to hand. Now the thing is, I've seen the show 3 times, but the thing is, after my first watch, I'll only watch certain parts 3 or 4 times. So I haven't seen the whole show 3 or 4 times. So there's some things I forgot about. So when y'all was over here, y'all, it was one person. When y'all was over here slandering my girl's name, I couldn't defend her. Because I have the evidence. But you want to know what the beautiful part about YouTube is? You're a couple clicks away from some evidence. So I'm going to show y'all her putting a belt to ass, and I could do it in a way that's not going to get my channel ethered. So first things first, they got all 3 of them in here. I forgot about this one. First things first, I didn't know her and Toga had 3 air quotes fights, and you just saw that right there. Check this out, hand-to-hand combat. That's that shit I like. Toga, Uraraka, we could have had this in season 7 and it would have been longer than, you know, than this little section, because Toga doesn't know how to fight at this point in time. Uraraka got the hands. So first things first, it starts off, Toga pulls up, weave, get that out of here. What is you talking about? And then she's talking to herself while doing it. She hits her with a weave, okay, grabs the wrist, give me that. Wait, hold on. They doing the slow-mo effect. Look at this weave. Look at how much separation there is. This knife can't do nothing. She's completely safe. Look at the footwork, too. I don't even know nothing about footwork. I don't box for real. I just appreciate. I support, admire. I do not participate. All right, let's continue. Weave, grab the wrist. Now she can't do nothing. There's no power with that, right? There's something about grabbing the wrist, okay? I've seen a few things, all right? Hit her. Grabbed her by the back of the neck, yeah, like boy. Chris Brown. Wait, I ain't mean it like that. I mean Chris Brown get a lot of women. I thought she hip tossed the girl, but no, she literally just uses her momentum against her and just throws her ass, right? Boy, got her nose in the dirt. Nose in the dirt. Shigaraki could never. I ain't gonna lie, this was a freebie, all right? First things first, Deku already beat the Mario coins out of Chisaki. Like he's literally unconscious. But nonetheless, this was funny. I'm not gonna lie, I seen this twice and I was laughing so fucking hard. Cause I was like, bruh, he already knocked out. Why did you do martial arts? Why did you do that? You didn't have to do this fancy ass takedown, bro. He was already knocked the fuck out. Oh, this was the training arc versus the copycat boy. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of zoned out during the training arc, but it is kind of funny. Copycat boy ain't even that bad, but she washes him almost instantly, hits him with that grab that wrist through his. I'm talking about she's making see dirt out of context. This looks funny as shit. What? What'd you say? Mickey? What y'all talking about Uraraka and guy hands, bro? I'm telling y'all, Uraraka can really put belt to cheeks, but the thing is, they won't let her shine, dog. So for all y'all that was slandering her name, saying she can't do hand-to-hand, she can't box, just because she lost the Bakugo, don't mean she can't put belt to cheeks. Why won't they let her shine? Gravity Girl hits Toga with a mean flying knee and sent her shit. Gravity Girl says, "Stop fighting, Himiko, Toga!"
Boy, if you don't...
Girl, shut your principal good cop ass up and fade this woman. Toga starts doing weave gang stuff, per usual. She tried the shapeshift, but got the anime equivalent of a chase down block. But Yoga Euro stepped their ass and coated Froppy with Shibiri's Rose. It's been 3 minutes, and it's basically them feeling each other out. But even though the fight didn't really start for real, Toga nukes the fight by becoming twice. And despite pointing out that she's losing the numbers advantage, she then takes these goop clones, right, and leaves. And one of the many things that threw me about this battle is as she's leaving, bro, Gravity Girl says,
We still haven't had our talk about love and romance.
God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
and this bloodlusted villain responds via soliloquy.
I know.
Shown in anime, by the way. Fast forward, they eventually find Toga on the battlefield, and this is how it goes. So Toga is having a mental breakdown, as one does, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care.
We do not care.
This is where I was really starting to get thrown at, because like Toga and Uraraka are some of the better fighters in the show, and that's not me saying Uraraka is a Gojo level PvP specialist, okay? Or who's the nigga with the worm? Hold on. Toji Fushiguro, bro. She's not Toji Fushiguro, okay? She's not going band for band with Rock Lee and Taijutsu, okay? But she and Toga are one of like 4 to 5 hand-to-hand fighters in the show that actually fight, you know what I mean? So in my opinion, you have 2 of your upper rank being very, very relative to the separate situation. Nonetheless, you have 2 of your upper rank fighters, right? My bad, I started ranting, but this is basically what I'm trying to say. We are 7 seasons in, and you have a hand-to-hand hero and a hand-to-hand villain, air quotes, fighting each other. And they're talking about sentimental shit. Bro, I don't give a fuck. Alright, first off, Toga is literally a serial killer and a domestic terrorist. Why the fuck are you talking to her about love? Well, she's actively in the process of being a fucking terrorist. Now, I understand in real life a lot of police and SWAT standoffs go through hours of talking a suspect down, like a lot of de-escalating. But you want to know what's the best part about television? The best part about TV? It's not real life. I just watched a sentient orca headbutt a nigga. So I don't want to hear violence isn't the answer right now. Somebody gotta get packed up, and it better not be from. They then go through this horror sequence where Toga is trying to prove that she's a villain. Now, Toga presumably accidentally stabs Uraraka. She plays it off, but I say it's an accident because Gravity Girl essentially grappled her with a gap closer. So after breaking, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, she panic knifed the girl. So after breaking out of this grab attack, right? After breaking out of a submission in a air quotes fight, Toga gets naked. Yeah, because like we came here to see heroes and villains get naked, alright? So yeah, I'm skipping through this right in this script, right? And I just caught Gravity Girl justifying Toga being a super max level threat to society. Uraraka, aka Gravity Girl, rummages through the doubles, right? The clones and whatnot. And funny enough, in this clips, she lands more hits on the clones than Toga and Uraraka land on each other. And they've had 20 minutes of screen time at this point between 2 or 3 episodes. Gravity Girl then unlocks some hidden ability. You know, you get pushed to your limits, and through self-preservation and adrenaline, you unlock something incredible, like Gojo, right? But except being pushed to your limits in this B-plot episode is arguing over childhoods for 10 minutes. Now, I can't show it on screen, but they're panning to Toga, right? And Uraraka says, and I quote, "I want to reach out and touch you," as Toga's melons are on the screen.
I want to reach out to touch you.
I didn't catch that on the first watch because I was rolling my eyes harder than a Karen in customer service. But the most disappointing part about this, by the way, the fight's over. That's literally it. Like, genuinely, the fight is, she tries to stab Froppy, fails, gets kneed in the face. She goes, oh, I can't win this fight, I'm finna turn into twice. Does a pump fake, coats girl into the Shabriri's woe, changes into twice, says bye, dips to another battlefield, goes to the battlefield, becomes a fucking kaiju, not her specifically, but all the Twices combined together to become a fucking Pacific Rim Titan, alright? So she becomes a goddamn Titan, and then they talk about feelings for 10 minutes. Uraraka spends 5 minutes trying to fucking swing to her like George in the fucking jungle. They finally get close to each other. Uraraka gets stabbed for no fucking reason, because they're not even fighting at this point. How do you get stabbed and she's not even fucking fighting you? And then they fucking hug. She releases an ult attack which breaks the kaiju fucking Twices, and now they're naked hugging each other on the fucking ground.
Where your clothes at?
That's literally the fight. Alright, now this part will make more sense. The most disappointing part about this is whatever the fuck you want to call it. So Uraraka went from the underrated girl trying to get it out the mud. I also was extremely pissed off that they tried to like belittle her for wanting to be a hero for money. Dog, I don't give a why you're a fireman or why you're a police officer. If you're getting that out of my house after you broke in and you're arresting him, I don't give a fuck if you're doing it for a check. If my house is on fire and you're coming to put the fire out before it burns all my shit, I don't give a fuck that you're doing it for the money. You're doing it for the greater good. She was also willing to go band for band with Bakugo. Now, he blitzed her shit. I watched the fight back. I thought it was a little closer than what it was, but no, he sent her shit. But at least it showed that she's a strategic fighter and she's willing to box, unlike some characters in the show. Now, the show goes out of its way to tell us Uraraka is getting presumably stronger and went to martial arts school. All that for Uraraka 5 to 6 seasons later to meet up with Toga, who apparently had an awakening when Twice was getting jumped, right? And getting, you know what I'm saying? They basically put two full potential Krillins, right? One evil, one good, in a room together. One of them is bloodlusted because her fucking boyfriend died, and they get in there and talk about their feelings. Like I said earlier, right? This fight starts when Uraraka blocks a knife attack, then transitions into a flying knee to the face. Gangster, right? And you're telling me that start to the fight ends with them hugging each other? That ends, she kneed the bitch in the face? She got stabbed in the stomach and it ends with her hugging that girl's naked body? What the fuck? It's almost hard to explain how disappointing this is, because in my head it's blatantly obvious and fairly straightforward. I mean, Naruto gets a lot of memes for the talk no jutsu thing, but there's so many scenarios where even when the objective was diplomacy, they realized, bro, we got a box. I mean, Naruto versus Sasuke on the rooftop, Kakashi versus Obito, Sasuke versus the Sound Ninjas, when that dude went to go spy on the freaking Sand Village because he thought they was doing some suspicious stuff, and he was like, nah, I see you, we got a box. Niggas was fighting. They even had an entire, the best way for ninjas to understand each other is through their fist arc. But besides fighting for enough respect to come to a mutual understanding, how about after years and years of we can save everyone, no villain left behind, can we start exploring the reality of some of these niggas gotta go? For every Zuko and every Gaara, right? I can name 5 villains that deserve to or need to get packed up. Shigaraki, All For One, Envy. Oh my lord, Envy. I don't give a fuck that Mustang was giving in to his anger. Envy should have been automatically clapped on sight. Toga should be an immediate fade on sight, because last time I checked, the blood she be using is not from donations. And I know they were criminals, but criminals have rights, and she murdered at least 10 of them on camera, and that's me lowballing. But if we're gonna forgive her because she was bullied for being a sadistic blood lover. On a side note, Dragon Ball Z did a good job of constantly having to teach Goku, like, some of these niggas gotta go. Like Frieza, gotta go. Kid Buu, gotta go. He followed you to heaven to throw hands. He gotta get packed. But real shit, I know some, if not most of you, see a lot of the support characters, especially the women in the show, as anything between pointless side characters to fat bait. I genuinely enjoyed Uraraka attempting to go band for band with Bakugo. I enjoyed her and Queen Froppy putting the beats on nameless NPCs, right? So I'm disappointed that a character with the power of gravity, a grapple hook, and martial arts getting relegated to a fucking therapist. So to double down, I really think some of these characters deserve the sign over some of the bummier characters in the show. Like Ingenium. Get his bum ass off the screen, bro. I want to see Uraraka box someone. Alright? You shelved Todoroki to give us an episode about Red Riot? Now I know y'all love Red Riot. He cool. I fuck with him in the training arc and whatnot. You know, he can get a little mention here or there. But you gave us a whole episode about Red Riot? Bro, the only good part about that motherfucking episode, dog, was finding out about the quirk deleters, dog. Like, why did he have to find out? You have better characters on the lineup, dog. I don't get it. I really like how my opinion of Ingenium has just continuously went down over the course of the videos. Like, he has caught so many strays. Also, Red Riot. I actually like Red Riot. His name starts with a K. Like, Red Riot's cool as shit, but there's just genuinely other characters I would have preferred to get a B plot episode or something on. I don't fucking know. But anyways, sometimes I'd be wanting to like do like an introduction, like, you know, just like talk about like the channel or myself, just because like we've been getting a little bit more attention than what I'm used to. Like, I average like 30 to 60 views, maybe I get an occasional 100 before I started making like these mini video essays and rant essays and shit like that. But anyways, if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. And if you're a returning viewer, I don't get many of those, so I appreciate that even more. But anyways, hopefully I can meet y'all in the next video or in the comments. But until then, remember, if you know, man, because we know we up next, sponsored by Atari, and